Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're checking out the VSeeBox Elite. So this is their top tier model of the boxes that they actually produce. So they did send this out for review, and firstly we'll take a look at the spec. So it does have Android 10, it is running the Cortex A53 CPU, it has the Mali GPU 450, it has 4GB DDR3 RAM and 128 gigs internal storage. It does support Wi-Fi 6, it has H.264 as well as 265 decoding, it does have 2.4 as well as 5 GHz Wi-Fi bands, and it does have a gigabit Ethernet port as well. On the back of the box you can see all of the spec listed, so if you did want to have a better look in terms of everything, you can pause this here and take a look at that there. Taking a look at the actual box itself, so this is very similar to the sort of VSeeBox Elite and Max models where it's made out of aluminium. It does have a chamfered edge around the edges and or around the top corners, and it also has a power button on the front as well. You have that little display on the front, on the side you have venting, and then on the right hand side you have a few ports. So you have a couple of USB ports as well as a TF card slot port as well. On the back of the box you have the LAN port, you have a AV in, you have the optical out, you have a HDMI out, and then you have the DC in port. Taking a look at what you get in the box, so it does come with a power supply, it comes with the Bluetooth remote, and it comes with a HDMI cable as well. Firstly, taking a look at the remote, so the remote is actually quite decent. It does pair over Bluetooth basically as soon as you turn the box on, which is good. It teaches you how to do that straight away, and all of the usage I've had with this, it's been perfectly fine. It's because of where I've been testing this, I've not made use of my universal smart remote, and I've just been using this particular remote to actually do everything on the box. So it has worked quite well. It does come, as I say, with a HDMI cable included. You don't have to use this if you already have other setup included, but it's nice that they include it just in case. And it does come with a power brick. This is a 2-pin power brick. I'm not sure whether if you specify the region you're ordering for, they can actually give you the 3-pin, but because it's a review unit, they just sent out their normal standard pack. It also comes with a user manual, but as with all of these kind of boxes, they're very simple once you've used a few of them, and you don't really need to be reading through this too much. If there's anything really in depth that you need to check, then they do have support that you can contact. Okay, so this is everything that you get included with the box, or the actual package itself. And as you can see, the box does have a nice look, so depending on whether you can have this on display or hidden, it does fit in well with most setups. Taking another look at that remote, as you can see, buttons are laid out quite nicely. It is slightly different to a lot of the other ones, so sometimes you do end up clicking back or home by mistake, but that goes away quite quickly once you've used it for a little while with muscle memory. Okay, so coming on to the actual screen recording, so as you can see, as soon as you set it up, the first thing it didn't actually record was the remote pairing. So it does go through the remote pairing straight away as soon as you turn the box on, and then this is pretty straightforward. You can't really go wrong in this. It does give you the disclaimer before you log in, and then once you log in, this is the homepage you come to. Now, one thing I will say is the YouTube review is going to be very limited. I will have a more in-depth review on my Rumble channel, so if you are wanting the full in-depth details on this box, then I'll have a link in the description below where you can go and check out the full in-depth review. But in this video, I'm just going to do a quick overview of the actual software and everything, the layout, and generally what you're getting. So it does come with a marketplace where you can install a few basic apps. You also have the file manager, which I did try getting this to connect to my NAS drive, but because my NAS drive is password and it uses a login, it won't be able to gain access, not without creating a guest account that has no user details required in order to log in. So that's something that I've never really been able to get to work with any of these types of boxes. It's not a big deal because it's only local storage, so if you really wanted to, you could just put that onto a USB stick and connect it directly into the actual box itself. The middle row is your sort of recommended apps. These are the things that are pre-installed, so Google Play, Prime, Netflix, YouTube, and Disney+. I didn't log into them for this particular video, but if you did want to, you could do so. It does have the Contact Us, where it has quick links for all of your support. And at the bottom, you have all of your sort of settings where you can go in for software updates, or read all your settings, change anything that you might need to change in order to get the box set up the way you want. You can also rerun that initial setup if you skipped over something, or if you find that you want to change something further down the line, and this is exactly the same whether you run it at the start or you run it now. Coming into the settings, and this is where you can come into more in-depth sort of settings and delve deeper. So you can come into the app section, and this is where you can either force stop or uninstall apps that aren't performing properly, and obviously clear cache, clear data, all the usual kind of stuff that you get on Android. You'd also have updates, you have the about section which gives you details on the box itself, and then you have some other settings which you can just quickly change on the fly, and then it gives you the advanced settings, which basically is just your overall settings, your sort of Android settings, and it does give you an option to erase all the data on the box quickly and easily as well. So performance on the box is pretty good. Everything is generally quite snappy. I wouldn't say it's the fastest box I've tested, and it's definitely not on par with iOS, because I always tend to compare everything when it comes to these kind of media streaming boxes to my Apple TV, so it's not on par with that. But for an Android TV box, it does pretty good, and for the usage that you're going to be getting out of this, it will be able to do everything that you need it to do. As I say, I will have more details on my Rumble channel, so please do head across there, and if the seller does provide me with any purchase links, I will leave them in the description below. If not, it'll just be a generic sort of the main website link that I'll put in the description below. Anyway, that's it for this particular video. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'd really appreciate if you can also give this video a thumbs up as well. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.